15 seconds. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm so ready. Can we?
Mics are on.
Is everyone looking at our faces?
Talking to her. Talking to Jeff.
Hey guys.
10, 9.
You guys ready?
8.
Yep.
7.
As ready as
Reading for real.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3.
Hello, I'm Emma Wilkie, and we are the Masters of Journalism students at University of King's College in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And today, we're also in a kitchen.
Before we tell you why we're in a kitchen, we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Nebal Snan.
I'm Asiyath Saeed.
And I'm Salam Shuhait.
So why are we in a kitchen?
Well, we had to learn how to do a live stream for our mobile reporting course, and we decided to make it fun by talking about food, comfort foods specifically.
Yeah, so we noticed that we have a lot of family roots here from all over the world. So we have today family roots from Canada, Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, and Maldives. So today we're bringing you a bunch of family recipes and comfort food.
Mm-hmm. We also want to know what your favorite comfort food is. And if you have any questions about the stuff that we're going to be making, you can ask us or tweet us your comfort food at Twitter at SignalHFX, and you can also write in the chat box on YouTube. So, Asi, what are you making today? Looks so good.
So, you've heard from me that I love eating tuna. It's one of my favorite things to eat. It is one of the most common staples back home in the Maldives, a tiny country in the Indian Ocean. We eat a lot of tuna. It is believed that we are the largest consumer of fish per capita in the world, and a vast majority of that is tuna. So I decided to make masroshi.
How do you say that again?
Say it with me. Masroshi. Masroshi.
And what does that mean exactly?
So mas literally means fish, and roshi is flatbread. So it's basically, a flat bun stuffed with tuna. The tuna mix has coconut as well, which is also a very common ingredient in Maldivian cuisine. And it has all sorts of goodies like onions, I will say chili as well, because we eat a lot of spicy food, and lime, and a lot of pepper, and although it is optional. Anyway, so talking about how much we eat tuna, we obviously fish it a lot, and we're also very proud of how we fish it, because the tuna is caught one by one with pole and line, and so it's a sustainable fishery. And so I thought it might be a good idea to share a little video of how it's done.
So we're going to watch it.
So you can totally make masroshi with canned tuna, but I decided to go authentic with this smoked tuna that I got from my family back home.
Can you find it here?
I haven't found it here.
Good to know.
But like I said, people make it with canned tuna all the time. So you still enjoy it, is my guess. This is what it looks like after being cooked or baked. I'm going to show you just how you assemble it. So here's a bowl of dough. So you start by making it into a little pocket, like this. Okay.
What goes into it?
So this is what goes into it.
So what about the dough? How do you make it?
Okay, so it has flour and coconut. Yes, flour, coconut, and salt. That's it.
Right.
And use water too. Yeah. So I'm just going to put the filling in now. So the trick to making it taste really good is how thinly you slice the ingredients, like onions, and then using your hand to mix it really well. Just squeeze the juices out and make them blend well.
So it's onions, tuna, and what else?
It has coconut, and it has chili peppers, a little bit of grated ginger. What else did I put in here? Salt, pepper, and also curry leaves. Have you guys ever used
I've
curry
seen
leaves
them before, but we don't
Yeah.
use them in our
That
cuisine.
we can get here in one of the superstores. Yes.
Well, you can get one ingredient. So.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so it's closed now, and then
Yeah.
give it a little squeeze, and just roll it just a little bit to flatten it. Be
like a
gentle.
dumpling.
And there you go.
That looks really
Yeah.
good.
Ready for
That
baking
was-
now.
And what's it
That
called
was
again?
simple.
Roshi. Yeah.
Okay.
So who's up next? I believe it's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
So
These things out of the way.
So what I'm making is a dish. It's a dish from the Middle East. And my parents, my dad has Palestinian roots, my mom has Lebanese roots, and they both have that dish in their traditional cuisine. And when my mom found out that I'm making this for the live stream, she sent me a video message. So let's watch it together.
Macaroni b'laban, or in English, pasta with yogurt, is one of my favorite dishes to make for my family, especially in the summer. But it's not a dish I grew up eating. Nebal will tell you my story with this dish.
I'll hold the mic for you while you make it.
Am I live?
She's just getting the
I'm
stuff.
just getting the stuff onto the table because there are a couple.
This is so well organized.
This is my mom's kitchen rules. Like, have everything organized.
Yeah. Now we're a proper kitchen cooking show.
So I'm gonna explain the ingredients quickly. We have pasta, and that's cooked like you would cook any kind of pasta. And if you don't know how to cook pasta, that's a problem. So just put a lot of salt in the water when you're cooking it. And when you drain it, add olive oil and let it cool. And the beef, you can make it with lamb as well. The beef I fried with onions. You start with the onions first until they're golden, and then you add the beef. And the spices we use cinnamon and a special mix of 7 spices.
Oh
And
yeah, we
this-
use that too.
Yeah, this is hard to get here. You can find it at Middle Eastern stores, but for the authentic taste, we get it from back home.
Yeah.
What's
And
the
it's-
name?
It's just
7
mixed
mixes.
spices.
Yeah, 7 mixes.
Extra points to who can name all 7.
My mom and I were trying to find out what exactly the spices were, but we have a guess. We're not sure.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll write those down and tweet them out.
You know what? I'll ask my
on the
mom.
signal. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have garlic, 2 cloves, and pine nuts. So the pine nuts that we get here are also different from the ones we get back home. Back home, pine nuts are longer and they're a lot more flavorful. So those are toasted, and this is parsley.
Yum.
And the yogurt. So this dish, like my mom said, is called macaroni b'laban, or pasta with yogurt.
Macaron.
Macaroni
B.
laban.
B11.
So macaroni is pasta and laban is yogurt.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'm gonna tell you my mom's story with the dish while I do what's the word? Thin this yogurt. So this is like the consistency. This is a classic yogurt. It's not Greek. So my mom, the first time she actually had this dish was in Lebanon. She was on vacation to visit her family. And her uncle invited them to dinner, to lunch, because in the Middle East, lunch is the big meal, not dinner. And he made this, but without the meat. So my mom really liked it, but my grandma never made it, so she never had it again. And that was until 10 years later. She married my dad, and she went to her mother-in-law's, and she made that. My mother-in-law is Palestinian. My grandma, I'm sorry, on my dad's side, is Palestinian. And she made that with beef. And my mom was really happy because she had kind of forgotten about that dish. And she decided to start making it, and it became a staple in our home cooking. So this is like how thin the yogurt should be. Like not too runny, but not too thick. And it depends, like the amount of water you add depends on how much, like the consistency of the yogurt. When you start, Greek yogurt is thicker than this. So, and then what I would do is crush the garlic, add it in, add salt and pepper, and whisk it, and then you pour it over, and you assemble everything together.
Okay.
Yeah. Should I? Do we have to?
Yeah,
go
for it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. I want some action shots.
So here's.
So is this recipe from the Palestinian side or the Lebanese side? Is it from the Lebanese?
Yeah, actually, my mom later found out that Lebanese people also make it with meat because, I don't know, like a member of her extended family was talking about it. And so this is, I'm honestly not sure. It's our home version of it.
Yeah. Well,
not
there I
sure.
think in Middle East everything is mixed up. We do have the same culture somehow, even if it's
Especially
like different
in
the
Levant
kitchen.
countries.
Yeah.
Lebanon, Jordan, Palestine.
Yeah, it's like they share the same kind of food, spices, and it's really different from one country to another, but the food is practically the same.
Is there a vegetarian option with a replacement for the meat?
You just don't put meat.
Easy.
There you go.
We don't have any. In our cuisine, the replacements to meat we use are legumes, so lentils, for example.
Yeah.
But I don't think it goes well with this dish. You can try though.
Next time.
Yeah.
That smells so good.
I'm gonna try and make sure it's seasoned well.
You always have to taste. If you're in the kitchen, always taste your food.
You can also add lemon if you want to the yogurt. Depends on how you like it.
It already, yeah.
And then you pour it over
You add the beef afterwards?
pasta. Yeah. You
Okay.
you layer everything.
Oh, okay. Like lasagna.
Yeah.
But you don't bake it.
But
No,
totally
you just-
different.
You eat it cold.
The easiest one, I would say, without an oven or anything.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, so it's served cold?
So you just
So if you want lasagna and you're lazy, you can do this.
well, the taste is completely different.
But it's still like it's kind of the same.
I do want lasagna and am lazy, so this
Yeah.
is perfect.
And then you put
Yeah, I love food that doesn't take much of a time and you can do it like easy.
Yeah, I mean, she makes it look easy. It
Yeah.
obviously took a lot of prep. How long do you think you took prepping all of this?
about 2.5 hours.
There you go.
Scratch that.
That's
Scratch
a
what I
lasagna and a
said.
half.
I'm not sure if you said how you cook the beef. How did you cook the beef?
You start with the onions.
Okay.
You can fry them in canola oil or in olive oil, whatever you like. and you fry them until they're golden, and then you add the beef, and you break that apart, put your spices in, your salt and pepper, and you just stir it until it's browned, and that's it.
Yum.
Yum.
And then the pine nuts.
Do you let it all cool off? Is this a dish served cold?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but the pasta is going to be colder because you usually start with it. So the pasta cools down, and so that the yogurt doesn't stick to it and doesn't get too like crumbly. I don't know how to. Yeah. So
Awesome. We should post all our recipes online afterwards because this looks really good.
that's it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
So who's next? We
I
have
think I
dessert
am.
now.
Yeah, we're moving to desserts. So here you go. I'm gonna bring my stuff.
And while Salam brings her stuff, we just want to remind you that we're students at the journalism program, master's program at King's, and we're doing a practice live stream where we're bringing food from our cultures, comfort food or summer food, and showing you how we make them.
And then we're eating lunch.
Yeah, and if you have any questions for us, just send them in. Tweet to Signal Halifax, or tell us about what your comfort food is.
Okay, so what I have today is dessert, Middle Eastern dessert. I would say it's like across the countries, but each country does it at its own. This is called namura or basbousa, whatever you like. You can do it in different ways, but today I'm gonna give you my mom's recipe, which I pulled from the cookbook that she does have.
Why?
She wrote
Cookbook?
cookbook because it is like all of her recipe and her family recipe, so that's really exciting. So all through generations. So I'm gonna give you the ingredients. I'm gonna tell you a bit about it. The main ingredient is semolina. It has to be soft because if you use the rough one, you wouldn't have the same consistency or the same texture that you need. You can't use flour for it. That's really sad, but it's like a great twist for it. Baking powder, obviously, yogurt, sugar, butter. This is for later. This is tahini. Kishta, which is a cream product, but it's not like cream cheese or anything that you find in stores. And we have sugar syrup, and the main ingredients, the secret one, would be rose water.
Whoa.
Yeah. So what you have to do is get 2.5 cups of semolina. It's really sad that we can't find it anywhere. If you're living in a smaller city, you can't really find it anywhere. You can only find it in stores, Arabic stores, or Walmart. Sometimes you can find it there. Baking powder, obviously you can find it anywhere. You would use 2 small tablespoons of it. You would have 3/4 cups of butter, melted butter, 1/2 cup of sugar, and I would recommend to not use a lot of sugar because we're using sugar syrup in the end. So you don't want it to be super sugary. 3 tablespoons of yogurt, plain yogurt, and we would use 3 of the kashta. So the main reason why we're putting these 2 together is you want it to be moisty. Okay, so that would add the moist to the ingredients, the other ingredients, and that would be it for it. You just like mix it in a bowl, and that would be it. It's really easy. But in the end, you would after mixing everything, you would add the rose water, and then when you want to put it in the oven, you would get a baking tray, whatever shape you like, and you will put tahini in it, so it doesn't stick to the cake or to the namura.
Yeah.
And then after you put it on the oven, in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, you want it to be golden, like this. And you would use almonds for garnish. So what do you do to the almonds? You boil it in water for like a couple of minutes, and then you skin them. You remove the skins, and then you cut them in half. And then you put it in the middle or any shape you want.
And you do that before you bake.
Before you bake, of course. And then you just like line them a bit where you want to cut, and then you put them in the oven 20, 25 minutes until they're golden brown-ish. And then you put the syrup once they cool. So the syrup is basically easy. It's really only 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water, kind of just like 1 spoon of lemon, and that would be it for the recipe. And that's all in one bowl. So
Right on.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone peel their own almonds before, so
No, me neither.
right on.
it's no.
Good tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think you're up.
I am. Thanks. Can you hold this for me for a sec? I'm going to be making a recipe my mom taught me. Do we have a photo of my mom to show while I get the stuff? Okay. Hi, Mom. She's sitting there in front of a pavlova. So pavlova is a meringue, as we see here. Mine's a little bit affected by the moisture in the air, as you can see by our face as well.
Ooh.
It starts with a meringue, which is basically just egg whites. Then on top of the meringue, oh, thank you. So this is cooked for about an hour and a half. It's supposed to have stiff peaks, is what they call it. So you can see it melted a tiny bit, but it's still going to be the same. On top of the meringue, this is half whipped cream and half Greek yogurt. You can make it with all whipped cream, but it's quite hot out, and it also makes it a little bit sweet. So, because it's concave in the middle, let's start spreading this around. And interesting fact, the origin of the pavlova, it's debated. But it was either invented in Australia or New Zealand when the Russian ballerina Anna Pavlova came to visit, and they were so impressed by her skills, they named this crazy dessert after that. So, named after a ballerina. You know what? We're going to have some extra whipped cream here. This is only step 2. One more. Last but not least, this
Colors.
is,
Fancy.
any kind of fruit. You can use, I use kiwis because of New Zealand, obviously. But you can put any kind of fruit on the top, sliced up. Leave it in a bowl with some sugar for about 45 minutes so it gets all juicy. And just cover the whole thing with fruit. It's a messy dessert.
Well, that's, I think, the best desserts are the messiest.
Yeah,
Honestly.
absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Tell them about the raspberries.
Oh yeah, okay, so everyone, because there's 4 of us, I brought 4 raspberries that I grew in my own yard. So we each get 1. You don't have to use just strawberries and kiwis. You can use pears, blueberries, peaches, anything that you want, and pile on as much as you can, because as soon as you cut it, it all kind of disintegrates and you eat it like a pile of mush.
Oh,
But yeah.
can't wait.
So I hope this compares to the photo of the pavlova that my mom made. But
I
it
think
is
our moms will be so proud of us today.
so proud. I hope your stomachs
We
are
nailed it.
totally full after this. So, yeah. Do you guys like
That's
it?
it?
That's about it.
Just really easy.
Ready to be cut.
Yeah, I can't wait to eat it.
Refreshing, especially in this weather.
It's a great summer food.
How much time did the meringue took from you to make?
It takes about 10 minutes of beating the egg whites with sugar until it's pretty hard, and then you put it in the oven pretty low at 250 for
Okay.
45 minutes.
Okay.
Spin it around another 45 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think
With
Now
the
let's
food, I
wrap up
think.
and eat.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
just too hungry right now. So I just wanna-
Thanks so much to the resident people here at University of King's College for letting us make a mess of your kitchen.
And thank you for watching us.
Thank you so much for our families for giving us these incredible recipes. Thank you so much. We hope you're
And
proud.
we're going to be back on the Signal with audio podcasts, video live streams, and news in the fall. But for now, let's go back to the classroom after we finish all of this.
There's a mess in the bag.
Thank you so much.
I'm Emma Wilkie.
I'm
I'm-
Nebal Snan.
I'm Asiyath Saeed.
And I'm Salam Shuhait.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Mom.